y'all. Come on in. We have to look into this, honey. See what's going on in these spiritual streets, because that's the download I got here. This isn't going to be for everybody, but somebody's family was working with a coven here. Okay. And so the entire download that I got here in my mind's eye here was there was a mother figure, okay? Specifically a mother figure. A father figure was in on it too, but this mother figure specifically here was a part of some type of Masonic like group, a coven. I want to say it's more like some type of Eastern Star type of thing, or they knew somebody who was part of this organization here. But they were like struggling financially here. Now, this is somebody that was born in like I want to say like early 80s, early 90s, okay? Maybe even the 2000s here, early 2000s, okay? But this coven presented this opportunity to this mother and father figure in a sense. So what they wanted to do, they needed to make a sacrifice here, okay, for financial gain. But it wasn't going to be where you're going here. It was more like a living sacrifice type of thing, okay? So when it comes to living sacrifices, it's a little more difficult to explain, but basically they agree to allow an energy or entity um, to have like ownership over you, or until you reach a certain age, and then at a certain age you're supposed to be gone. Okay. Now what happened? What I'm getting, because somebody had like a really troubled childhood, so you may have like gotten into a lot of fights. You may have had like gotten to a lot of issues, legal issues, before you turned 18, under the age of 18. This is who I'm talking about. This message is for someone who ran away a lot as a child. You may have experienced a lot of childhood SA, okay? This is who this message is for, okay? Because it wasn't by coincidence, it wasn't by accident. It was a part of the agreement that was made here in order to siphon your energy for wealth. Okay, so these these childhood SA attacks were not just for nothing. It was part of some type of occult organizations. It was part of their tactics to siphon and steal energy. And it's something about a lot of it happened. This is going to be very touchy here. This isn't for everybody, like I said. Okay, a lot of these attacks happened in early childhood because it was something about the baby energy that they needed for whatever manifestations for wealth here. Okay, um, okay. Okay, so let me pick up on this energy here. It's gonna be like I said. This isn't gonna be for everybody here. This is gonna be specifically for people who went through some type of SA here as a child. This masculine energy here, this karmic masculine energy, had a lot of attachments here. Okay, okay. I'm getting to, like I said, whoever you were, you went through a lot in your childhood, so you may have gotten into a lot of fights when you were a child here, and that's because when this karmic masculine figure decided that he wanted to fracture your energy to manifest with your energy, your innocent energy. They introduced a lot of chaotic energy into you. Okay, so you were too young to be able to handle this energy that was being pushed on you by this karmic masculine energy. Okay, so it created a lot of chaos energetically for you. So, like I said, this is somebody who, growing up, you may have gotten into a lot of fights. You may have acted out, been bad at school, ran away a lot, or maybe just got into some illegal things here when you were a child. And the reason why is because of the energy that was pushed on you through these childhood assaults here. It was too much for your little body to be able to handle here. Okay, so it disrupts your life a lot. Okay, whoever you are, you're very beautiful. Your light shines extremely, extremely bright. Okay, this person is your family member. Okay, it is a family member. Okay, this is my family card. Okay, So this person who's part of this Masonic group um, is part of the family, is part of your family here. And like I said, they did this for wealth here, okay? They wanted to steal something about your gifts here. You're very intuitive, but they needed your heart fractured, okay? So for some of you, maybe at a young age, you wanted to unalive yourself, okay? That also has to deal with all of this energy that this person pushed on you when they were pushing themselves on you as a child, okay? It introduced a lot of chaotic energy into your itty bitty little vessel here. Um, but they needed your heart fractured here, okay? So that they fragmented your heart so they could harvest with that energy, so they could manifest with your energy here, okay? That was part of the agreement here. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, this is not going to be an easy read, okay? So if you're very sensitive to certain things, yeah, that's where we're going with this, all right? Okay, whoever you are divine feminine. You overcame a lot of chaotic energy that was introduced to you by this karmic masculine energy, okay? You overcame a lot of that, but I'm just kidding. Like I said, your childhood was very, very unstable, okay? On top of that, you may have had a karmic mother figure, okay, with a lot of attachments here, okay? For some of you, this mother figure was in on it, okay? Okay. For some of you, this mother figure went through a lot in their childhood, so they figured you'd be able to withstand it because they went through some things here. Uh, so they didn't think it would affect you too much here. Okay. Somebody has something, maybe you have the gift of gab, or there's something about your vocals. Okay. Like I said, you're very beautiful. You're seen in the spotlight. Okay. Maybe one of your spiritual gifts has to do with speaking, public speaking, or talking in some type of way here. Okay. But your family didn't want you to tap into this intuition here. Okay. Because they knew that your intuition would expose what was hidden from you, your childhood. Okay. Like I said, whatever agreements they made here, okay, uh, for wealth here, okay, there was a lot of energy transfer into you as a child. So what they did was they dumped a lot of their energy on you and pulled a lot of your energy to manifest with here, okay, when you were a baby. Okay, whoever you are, you have a very, very high calling here. You have a lot of psychic, intuitive abilities. I have two intuition cards here. So they probably wanted to siphon those gifts from you. Like I said, you're very artistic, spiritually gifted. This is a person who is multi-talented here. Okay, you have a lot of multiple abilities with your artistic abilities. This is also why they want to siphon your energy, and your light shines really bright. Okay, whoever you were destined for greatness. They knew this at birth. Okay, this group, this coven, this Masonic group, they're very, very deep into the occult here. Okay, so somebody was able to look at your birth chart and knew everything that was destined for you, and that's why they wanted to siphon your energy. Okay, for a lot of you, you were mainly like the only one who really was a victim of this as a child. Your other siblings didn't really go through this because they didn't have the calling that you had. Some of you, maybe one or two other siblings went through this. Um, some of you, all of y'all, you and all of your siblings are kind of messed up, and it's because somebody's parents sacrificed every single one of their children for wealth. And like I said, it's not like they sacrificed you. There's different sacrifices, and you can look into this at another time. But there's also what you call a living sacrifice. Okay, and this is what they agreed to use. So what they did when they fractured this energy here and took your innocence as a child. They took your energy and they transferred a lot of energy into you, including entities. Okay, that's why all this chaos was introduced into your life. So, like I said, somebody grew up maybe really promiscuous, or um, really you were like very in school, very rebellious, or even just in the neighborhood, or just in general, very rebellious. Very bad. Okay, maybe like a little terrorizer, and it wasn't your fault. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. That's not naturally who you are. Whoever you are, like I said, you're a divine feminine, so you've learned a lot. You've maybe learned and grew from a lot here. Okay, so you've been able to overcome a lot. Maybe you overcame this childhood promiscuity that was imparted on you, part of this chaotic energy that was put onto you during childhood SA. Okay, but it's like when you were a child, though, a lot of people adults maybe talked bad about you. Yeah, and I'm just really picking up on the energy of someone who was very, very promiscuous, but it wasn't your fault. It was because they fractured too. They completely fractured your root chakra energy. Okay. Um, so all your life, okay, you maybe had issues with fear, um, fear of abandonment. Someone has codependency, abandonment issues. Um, It all stemmed from this. They were pulling, multiple people were pulling from your root chakra. Okay. So somebody made, oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, I get into these, I don't know. Okay. Whenever I go into these readings, I don't fully know what's going on. Okay. I just have an idea and then the Holy Spirit just takes me down the rabbit hole. All right. Somebody has went through childhood essay with multiple people, okay, and they were all part of this coven. So some of you may have been like, and I'm just going to speak generally, okay. This is, like I said, this message ain't for everybody. So somebody may have been essayed as a child by their uncle, their father, and their grandfather type. Like this is multiple people within a family, because there's multiple people pulling on this root chakra energy here, okay. And like I said, when they were pulling from this root chakra energy, they were pulling your innocence, your purity, and then imparting your chaos. So they were dumping their trauma on you as a child. I'm gonna try not to cry, y'all, because that's the energy, okay? So they were trying to do destiny swapping with you as a child, as a baby, because of whatever this cultist was able to pick up on from your birth chart. Because, like I said, whoever you are talented in multiple areas of your life, not just one. So you may be very artistic. You can draw, you can sing, you're very athletic. You can maybe you ran track or played basketball or volleyball. Somebody can dance. You can dance your ass off. You're good at decorating. You're a fashionista. You like whatever you put your mind to do, you literally can do it because that is how the stars align for you. You are multi-talented here. Okay. And they knew that. Okay. These occultists, so they were pulling from you that energy and trying to steal your destiny and dumping all of their karma and trauma on you when you were just a little baby. So when you were growing up here, you grew up in this chaotic energy, not knowing why. Okay, you didn't really know why you were promiscuous at a young age. You just knew that you were. Okay, maybe even um, at a young age, you kind of had a predatorial instinct as far as hunting or looking for people that you could, mess around with at a young age, okay? And it wasn't your fault. It's the energies that they imparted into you, okay? Like I said, I'm picking up on 3 different people here that were intertwining their energies with you, or trying to steal energy. So they were trying to swap energy. So they were trying to steal your energy and then dump their energy on you while you were innocent. At a certain age, it stopped, okay? Because they only needed to do it while you were innocent. So before you had any life experiences and before you were able to accumulate your own karma, okay? Because that's what they needed, that pure energy to harvest and manifest with here, okay? Okay. And also as part of this, like as part of you like being part of this living sacrifice here, right? Um, at a certain age you weren't supposed to make it past a certain age, okay? And that was so that they could get the big payout. Okay, so when they were harvesting, fracturing your heart chakra and root chakra, harvesting off of that energy here. Yeah, they wanted what you had. They wanted your destiny. Okay, when they were doing that though, when they were fracturing that energy here, they were able to manifest with that energy. But at a certain age, you were supposed to go so that they could get the rest of your destiny, basically. Okay, so this is people. Okay, so you may have felt like you were attacked your whole life. okay? Maybe even targeted here, okay? You may have had, okay, so this because when they were dumping their trauma on you, they were dumping their karma on you, okay? So you grew up with a lot of people feeling like you were targeted, maybe like a lot of people didn't like you, or maybe like a lot of people picked on you. And that was because of the karma that they dumped on them, okay, on you, when you were a child. So it just felt like maybe a dark cloud covered over you a lot in your childhood, and that was just their karma that they dumped on you here. Okay, you were too young to even know what the hell was going on. Okay, um, yeah, so you may have energetically felt like you were targeted. Just like it didn't matter. Like you could go to school, you felt like the teachers were picking on you. You could go to the store, you felt like the clerk was like anything. You felt like people were targeting you. Even people in the family, like I said, they would gossip about your promise. Somebody who was very promiscuous, they would gossip about you here, not knowing. Some of them just didn't know what was going on here, and this is what that was going on. Okay, okay. They never wanted you to fully awaken to your intuition, okay? Because they never wanted you to expose them. They knew that at a certain, this is why you were supposed to leave at a certain age. So they knew at a certain age you would begin to heal, okay? And part of the healing would be awakening your third eye, okay? Because that's what, like, so you would begin to get your gifts back, okay? So this is why it maybe even seemed like after you hit 18, um, stuff like it felt like maybe something was after you to keep you like oppressed or keep you at a certain level to keep you down here, okay? And that was this spirit that these people were working with in this occult here, okay? You may now be in no contact with these people, okay? But they really wanted to steal your destiny. That was what it was for, okay? You may have felt like I said, once you turned 18, that maybe something was after you, or some of you didn't feel like you would live a long life here. Maybe at a young age you felt like you wouldn't live long, okay? And that was because that was the plan. That was part of the plan, okay? You outlived though. You weren't supposed to. They didn't expect you to make it at this age because, like I said, whoever you are now, you're maybe in your late 20s, early 30s, 40s, maybe even if you're 50s, okay? But at a certain point, you started healing, and your third eye started awakening, and that's why they were scared. They didn't want you to reach a certain age because your third eye would expose everything that they did. Okay, that I'm getting to. They also because I have two masculine energies here, and I get that, like I said, you went through this essay with multiple people in the family that may have even acquired the help of additional, like, people that's, so this is like, I'm picking up like Mason. The only reason I say Masonic, okay, this is an organization, but this organization is huge. So within the organization, there's communications. So if you moved or relocated, no contact with this family, they're able to reach out to other people to pick up this contract because they needed you to be gone, okay? So that you don't wake up and blow the whistle on this whole entire thing here, okay? You've always had these spiritual gifts here, and it was all for money. You've always had these spiritual gifts here, okay? And they knew that, but they never expected you to survive past a certain age here, okay? You weren't supposed to make it past a certain age here, okay? All of your life they tried to put word spells on you. So a lot of people would tell you you ain't nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing, you're not going to amount to nothing. And it was because they wanted you to subconsciously agree to that, and so that it would you would manifest it for yourself here. Okay. But like I said, whoever you are, you're multi-talented and you're strong. Okay. You're very strong. They did not take into account your strength. Okay. Your strength and your ability to overcome. You're very resilient here. Okay. You were able through all of this to raise your frequency, raise, it's like you resurrected yourself. You were able to heal, or start this healing journey here. Okay. And your if your third eye isn't exposed it now, it's going to. It's something about whoever this occultist was, right? The main one who attacked you a lot through your childhood. This is also why they did it. Okay, so a lot of you went through this essay, this childhood essay with this group, this occult, at a certain age because they didn't want you to remember. Okay, who it was. So they, like I said, for some of you, this is a prominent male figure in your life. It may even be your father. So it may be like a father, grandfather, and uncle. Okay. So they probably did this stuff before the age of like 4 type thing because they didn't want you to remember. They didn't want you to know who they were here. Okay. So whoever they are, though, they have dark eyes. So even to this day, people with really dark eyes, it may scare you, and you might not know why. Okay, and that's because the main person who did it when, oh my god, okay, I told you. Okay, so I'm sorry, I gotta tell you. Okay, so when they were doing this when you were a baby, they would look into your eyes because that's, oh my God, that's how they would pull your energy through your eye, like looking through eye contact. So this is why people with dark eyes, they make you very, very uncomfortable. Okay. And you never understood why. Okay. So, oh my God, why did I have to see that, Holy Spirit? Oh, please don't be that graphic. Like, okay, I know I got to get the message, but it's just like yeah. So anyway, that threw me off. Okay, yeah, they needed to look in your eyes while they were doing this childhood stuff, so that it was through the eyes they were able to extract your energy and then transfer theirs to you. Okay. Wow. I did not need that, I swear. Okay, so they kept you so in your childhood also they trauma bonded you a lot, and this was to keep you around because it will lessen their karma. They were always afraid for you to get too far away from them. Okay, so for some of you, they probably tried to hinder you being really independent. They tried to make you codependent upon them in some type of way because they didn't want you to get too far away because they wanted to monitor your spiritual awakening. Okay. Mm, yeah, because they knew that your spiritual awakening will give you insight here. Okay. They also wanted to siphon your beauty. Okay. This is why they. I did not need to see that. Yeah. Just understand Archangel Michael is here. Okay. And divine justice is being rendered now because you made it past the age. Okay. Like I said, it was a certain age that you weren't supposed to make it past. Okay. Because they knew that if you made it past this certain age, this divine judgment would kick in here. You would begin to heal. And it's something about you healing. Okay, somebody's healing generational curses here. It's something about you healing that will automatically kickstart their karma. Okay. Like I said, even if you went no contact and you moved or something with this family, because it's all a part of a Masonic cult, they would literally get people within this cult in different states, in different towns here to continue on whatever agreement that they have to try to, for some of you, unalive you, and then some of you just trying to set you up um, to keep you at a certain level. But I'm really getting they wanted to. They didn't want you to survive, okay? Because they didn't want you to tell your story. They don't want you to expose this organization, okay? Sorry. Your whole life they would astral project. So different multiple people. So somebody was prone to rage, okay? The reason you were prone to rage is because of all this energy that was introduced to you before the age of 3 that was pushed into you, okay? You didn't know, like I said, you didn't know how to handle it. That's why whoever this message is for, you were extremely bad in your childhood. Like, I wouldn't say bad, you weren't bad, but bad according to the sense of society. Okay, maybe you got whoopings a lot here. And this is just because of what happened to you as a child before the age of 3. And some of you can't even remember. Okay, even with this karmic feminine energy, for some of you, it may have been the same sex too. So, okay, bear with me, y'all. Okay. Some of you, this was the same sex, and that's what how the energy was introduced. So your normal state for some of you isn't even to be bisexual or liking the same sex, but because of what happened to you as a child before the age of 3, and you can't remember that that's how that energy was introduced to you. Okay, your whole life they would astral project to monitor your spiritual awakening to see how far you are evolving and growing here. Okay, I'm getting to, you may have struggled with maybe smoking a lot of weed or trying to self-medicate here. And it was to cover this feeling. So maybe your whole life you felt like something was missing or a void or an emptiness within. And that's because of the energy that they stole, they were pulling. Okay, somebody struggles with anxiety. Um, like I said, codependency, abandonment issues, a lot of fear, and that's because of they shattered your root chakra, like your that energy center was completely fractured, along with your heart chakra. So it's always been hard for you. Maybe somebody gets a lot of heart palpitations with this anxiety or something like that. It's all part of what happened to you as a baby, okay? Yeah, judgment and judgment day. This judgment day, okay? We have divine judgment, judgment day. Archangel Michael's the one that's going to usher in this judgment here on this whole occult. Everybody that was involved in this coven, okay, with this this attack to siphon and steal your energy and steal your destiny, okay? When you were a baby, all of them are going to have a major transformation, a major change of circumstances is going on in their life right now. We have Archangel Gabriel here, okay, on the scene with Archangel Michael, okay? Yeah, because it was about your star. So whoever this occultist was, they were some type of like astrologer or something. Yep, I put that right on Steal Your Destiny. So they read your star here. They read how the stars aligned for you when you were born. Okay, and they knew that they wanted to steal your destiny. Okay, and this is it's about your star. You're a star seed here, but your star shines really really bright. Okay, these people were energy vampirizing on you as a baby when they were doing this stuff. They were oh God, draining your energy, your pure energy here. Okay, whoever it is that did this, they're a sociopathic liar. Okay, so maybe this is someone in your family who lies a lot. They get caught lying a lot. They just lie a lot. Okay, like I said, it's either a karmic masculine energy, like a father, uncle, or grandfather, or this karmic feminine mother, auntie, something like that. Okay, all right. This person is fake. They always wanted to keep you in isolation. So maybe a lot of times it's hard for you to keep friends, even relationships and stuff. Like I said, they wanted to keep you in isolation so that you would always run back to them and be kind of codependent upon them so they could monitor your spiritual awakening here. And also so they could get people within the organization and send them in here to like get in relationships with you and all types of stuff here on assignment to unalive you here. This has been happening your whole childhood, okay? That's why maybe your childhood it was hard for you to keep friends because they wanted you isolated. A lot of you they wanted to keep you in this isolation so that you would unalive yourself, and they would see they expected you to unalive. For some of you they expected you to unalive yourself so that they wouldn't have to go out and find other people in the organization to like do a honey pot or honey jar, you know what I'm saying? Pretend to like you, to get in a relationship with you, to try to set you up, to fracture your heart even more, to get you to unalive yourself. So the whole goal is to get you to unalive yourself here, okay? Even in your childhood, you may have, when you were a child, felt like you wanted to unalive yourself, and that's because of the witchcraft that they were doing here with the energy they harvested and stole from you, okay? Okay, it's getting deep. Okay, for some of you, yeah, your gangster ancestors are on the scene. Okay, on the scene here, but some of you, your whole entire family is karmic, and they're all enemies to your soul here. Okay, for some of you, they were enemies in a past life, and they came through in this life here to try to pick up where they left off or whatever. Okay, somebody may be pregnant right now. Okay, somebody also. Maybe you had a lot of within the family, a lot of people kiss, like a lot of kissing cousins within the family. It wasn't nobody's fault, but whoever it started this Masonic stuff here and started trying to harvest energy from people and their families' children to manifest with their energy. So they introduced that energy into the family here. And so for some of you, it may have been multiple cousins that would kiss each other, kissing cousins, or maybe you to some degree have done that. But like I said, I just want everybody to know it's not your fault. It's the energy that was introduced to you before you even knew. You, some of you, as soon as you came out the womb, they started fondling you. to harvest your energy, okay? So you didn't even know what the hell was going on, okay? And they're introducing energies to your body that you didn't even have enough life experience to be able to conceive, like you didn't know what the hell was going on, okay? They did this, okay? And this is why this judgment is going to be so harsh here, okay? Okay? There's a family full of narcissists, all of them, okay? For some of you, this practice started. I have angel number 444, so you're the one who is to wake up here. Okay, you're the one who's destined to wake up here. For some of you, if this happened to other people in your family, they're still asleep. Maybe whatever happened fractured them so much that there's no coming back. Okay, for some of you, there may be a lot of addictions in your family, and that's why. Okay, if there's a lot of addictions, it's because of all of the stuff that happened to multiple people within the family here um, during childhood. Okay, all right. Maybe maybe you pray a lot. Okay, you're a prayer warrior. Okay, but a lot of the family, this family is full of like trauma. Okay, and a lot of the family are still stuck together from a trauma bond. Okay, so maybe you have went no contact, or you've been contemplating going no contact here, and it's been hard for you, and it's because of the trauma bond. Okay, there's a trauma bond. This is I'm picking up on um, a family that's been through a lot of trauma here, but a lot of addictions more than anything. A lot of addictions, different addictions. Okay, maybe alcohol, crack is what I just heard. Okay. Just understand, because of your awakening, the ancestors are pulling up here. These people cannot play victim, okay? Because they underestimated your protection. All right. This is why they wanted to target. What the? This is why they wanted you gone before a certain age, because your spiritual awakening, it like triggered. It triggered a flood. That's how I just seen flood. Triggered a floodgate. The floodgates of karma have now been opened. Okay. For some of you, like I said, if you relocated or you moved, they're trying to get you to come back. They need you around them because it's to lessen their karma. So they're probably also trying to do with these word spells, trying to make you second guess, like, or forget the things that they did to you here that made you relocate or leave or get away from them to begin with here. Okay. Yeah, you're a star seed here. I have 2 star seed here. Okay. Whoever you are, maybe you're supposed to leave a legacy here. So a lot of them were trying to transfer. Oh my. So part of the so they were trying to transfer demons to you when you were a baby. Like I said, this is some type of Masonic group. This is what they do to children. Uh, and then they just happen to be part of the family. That's fucked up. But they wanted to send these demons here to attach to you, okay? And that's another reason, like I said, somebody, it felt like your whole childhood was a stream of bad luck. Thing after thing after thing would always happen. And that's because of the energies and then also whatever they tried to attach to you, okay? But like I said, once you hit a certain age, all of it began to fall off. You began to get on this healing journey, okay? So now all those demons that they tried to attach to you, okay, are coming back to attach to them here. Okay, on top of the distractions and the attachments, sorry, on top of the attachments they already have. Okay, yeah. So a part of their karma is to have some type of illness or some type of invasion. Like, so I'm getting like a parasitic invasion, like some type of something's gonna take over their body. Some type of illness or something is gonna take over their body. It's gonna invade their body, like something. Okay, that's part of the karma. Like they're gonna, yeah, the karma was triggered here, okay? And it also got triggered the more you began to connect with your spiritual team, your archangels, your angels, your ancestors, and you began to connect with your spiritual gifts, which is your intuition. Okay, all of that triggered these people, like some, like, so the people who did it, they have like their bodies is getting ate up here. Okay, They're being invaded by those demons that they tried to transfer to you, okay? That they promised. So they promised these demons that at a certain age they would be able to have you, and they weren't successful in getting you to unalive yourself. So all of those demons are coming back to them. They weren't successful here, okay? Yeah, because they underestimated your connection to the divine. They underestimated your connection to the divine, your divinity. Okay, they underestimated your resilience and your strength. Okay, they underestimated you, whoever you are. Like, even though you went through all this, you always had like a connection to the Most High. You always wanted to do good. You get what I'm saying? These energies that were introduced to you at such a young age, it's hard for some people. Like I said, with some people in your family, they're caught up in the sauce because they don't know that that energy is not them, because it was introduced at such a young age. Okay, this energy was introduced at like 1, 2, 3, some before even the age of 1. I'm talking about somebody, as soon as they came out the womb, they start doing rituals and shit. Okay, so this energy was introduced at such a young age. Someone may have been felt so fragmented that they didn't know who they were. It took a long time to even figure out who you are. This is why I don't judge late bloomers. You can't judge no late bloomer, especially when they went through. Like, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people actually allow for money. They will allow their child to go through some shit. Okay, so they can get some money. Okay, don't, whoever you are, you're probably a late bloomer. Okay, because you spent most of your life trying to put your heart back together, trying to balance your energy and figure out who you are. Because this chaotic energy that they introduced to you when you were a baby, okay, it was hard for you to figure it out. You're just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah. Your divine guide, your connection to the divine is what guided you on this healing journey, okay? To help you heal and balance your energy. And some of you are finding out, like, now, who you are and separating yourself from that energy. And that's why that energy is going back, because you realize that's not really who you are at your core, okay? It's not you to be promiscuous. Like, that's not naturally you. Okay, for some of you, you're denouncing homosexuality or same-sex relationships because you're realizing, like, this ain't me. That's the energy that was introduced to you through these rituals with this cousin. Okay, so they're astral projecting now. They're sending people to astral project to watch you. Okay, to monitor your spiritual awakening. It's also something about your yeah, they don't want their secrets exposed here. Okay, because it will embarrass them. Okay, they don't want everybody to know that they're this much full of lust that they will sit here and fondle a newborn infant child. Okay, for some of you, oh, please, Holy Spirit. Okay, no, it's just a lot. All right. Some of you, they would take this blood after they did what they did, and they would do rituals with it. Magic. Okay. This whole organization is getting ready to collapse. So whatever, like, ties and connections that they have with this organization is getting ready to collapse here. Okay. Your wisdom is getting stronger here, and you're gonna put the pieces of the puzzle together. You may start having dreams now that you reach a certain age. Your third eye is starting to open. You're gonna start having you may have some weird dreams, or you may have even had some weird dreams, even in your childhood, and you didn't understand, like, why am I dreaming about this with my uncle or whatever? And it's because that's what really happened, but you were you were too young to know. Okay. Yeah. So they were worried about your spiritual awakening because they don't want their secrets exposed, but they also don't want you blowing the whistle. Okay, because like I said, something about somebody speaking. Somebody's getting ready to blow the whistle on this whole thing, but they're gonna do it like on a public platform. Like, you're gonna do it publicly. You may go around giving speeches and shit. Okay, and that's what they don't want. Okay, because once your third eye taps all the way in, you're gonna see everything. You're gonna know everything. Okay, your spiritual gifts are gonna be unlocked here, and they don't want that here. But they have no choice. It's too late, okay? Because you've already reached Yeah, you're gonna get clarity. Okay, you're gonna get a lot of clarity on all of this. Okay, for some of you, you have a narcissistic sibling that continued a lot of whatever happened to them. They continued it onto you. Okay, and like I said, it wasn't intentional. It's just that's the energy that was introduced to them, and they decided to continue it on with you. Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of divine favor here. This is okay. Oh goodness. Yeah. 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 They did this because they knew that you were destined to be wealthy. Okay. Maybe okay, and this is why they sent demons to you to keep you in poverty so that they could steal your wealth. Okay. You were always destined to be wealthy. Okay. But because of this witchcraft that they did here, and all this childhood essay they did to steal your energy, harvest your energy, and steal your destiny. That's why they were able to try to steal your wealth. For certain rate, they were stealing your wealth. Okay, but I'm getting that because you went through this spiritual awakening here, you're going to be divinely guided. To access your spiritual gifts, and then you're going to get back access to everything that the devil tried to steal from you. So, everything that the devil used these people to steal from you energetically is going to be returned to you. Okay, cleansed and purified in the highest by the light here. Okay. They were always trying to dominate you here. They were stealing your energy just to block your intuition here. Okay. And like I said, for some of you, when they got this blood from you when you were in your innocent, they needed that innocent blood. God, when they were doing this blood magic, they needed that innocent blood. A lot of them were able to keep up a lot of work throughout your childhood and continuously because they kept a lot of your blood. They kept it just to block your intuition here. So they did a lot of work on blocking your intuition here. Okay, they targeted you. For some of you, you've been targeted like since you were still in your mother's womb. Okay, maybe they had this occultist looking at stuff according to when you were supposed to be born and how the stars would align and all this stuff. We get some yeah. This is what they do, just so you know. This occult, okay? They work with different families to do this to children, and this is how these families get their wealth. So it's not just you. Like I said, this is a Masonic, some type of group, some type of devil worshiping group. And this is what they do to children. And this is how all the older members within this group keep their wealth. They all give up their children. They all do that. Okay. Oh goodness. Somebody's a fire sign. Yeah. Okay. They also, yeah, like I did, they did a lot of binding magic to prevent you from moving forward. Like I said, all of this is null and void. Okay. This is just what they did. Okay. You've already been rescued. Okay. With your divine guidance has led you to access these spiritual gifts. And if not, it's going to. Okay. The divine is going to guide you. Work specifically with Archangel Michael to help you break any soul ties or anything that you have that are unnatural soul ties with you get what I'm saying, through the childhood essay, through anyone in your family here. And Archangel Michael will help you cut those cords, okay? Okay. And then once those cords are cut, do an energy cleanse, okay? So that you can begin to align here and that so everything that was stolen from you, from the energy they harvested from you and from all of that will be returned to you. Okay. Also, ask Archangel Michael to help you cancel any blood magic done with your blood when you were in your innocence here. Okay, that they did. Okay. Archangel Michael's here because he wants to work with you. Okay. Archangel Gabriel is here too. Both of them want to work with you. So call both of them so that you can unlock your spiritual gifts. Okay. You can release any, like I said, connections to anyone that does not serve your highest good here, and so that you can get in alignment here with your abundance, okay, and your spiritual inheritance here is what I just heard. Yeah, because I'm getting once you do that, this backfire is gonna hit immediately. Okay, some of these people are gonna reach out to you and tell you all of the shit that's going on with them. I'm talking about they got organ failures, um, some of them going insane mentally, losing. They're afraid of losing everything because everything all those energies they sent to steal your wealth is going to be returned back to you, which means they have to strip it from them and give it back to you. So a lot of them, their wealth is going to be stripped from them. Okay, and all of it's going to be returned to you. It's just going to be cleansed and purified, so none of their nasty, ratchet, funky ass energy is attached to it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a need for you to hide your, I say hide, heal your energy. Okay, maybe you're an energy healer. That's another reason they did this too, for your healing energy. Okay, some of you they thought by doing this, and for some of you with this blood, man, they even drunk your blood to try to heal themselves. They thought by doing that it would heal them or something. But it's something about your energy that's healing. It's also something about your DNA here. Okay, yeah, like maybe, yeah, maybe some of your gifts are going to be unlocked through your DNA. Okay, but they're going to be hiding from their karma, but they already know they're trapped. Okay, they can't hide from their karma because they were already told the rules and stipulations by this cult, this coven, this group. They were told the rules and stipulate like you can do this and you will get their wealth. You will reward. You'll be able to harvest the energy of this pure innocent baby. You'll be able to dump all of your karma onto that baby, and you'll receive this baby's energy. And this baby that's coming in, this baby, they don't have no karma. Okay. So you'll be able to come in and take on this baby's energy, and you'll be able to manifest with this baby's energy. But if this baby reaches a certain age, okay, if you don't successfully manipulate energies and keep this baby or person in isolation and make them want to unalive themselves, or somehow if they make it to the age of 18, I'm just going to use that as an example. But for some of you, it's like if they make it to the age of 21 or whatever, okay, realize they're going to begin to start awakening. Okay. And once they awake, there's going to be a shift. And everything you stole from them is going to be stripped from you and it's going to be returned to them. Okay. Every demon that you transferred to them is going to be transferred back to you. Okay. Everything that you did, all of the karma you tried to transfer is going to be returned back to you. Okay. And this person will be restored. They will rise from all of it. Okay. And you will fall. They knew that. That was the rule. That was the stipulation here. And they were like, okay, because they just thought, okay, well, we're gonna make this baby's life. For some of you had a really hard life. They're like, we're just gonna make this baby's life so hard that they ain't even gonna want to make it past a certain age. For some of you, you got abused, okay, because they wanted to abuse you. They wanted you to unalive yourself. Okay. So they did a lot to you. A lot. And they underestimated your strength, your resilience, and you made it. Okay. Yeah, they were nothing but a spiritual parasite to you. Okay. And handled you very recklessly. Okay. Unfortunately, some of you, they sexually transmitted these demons here. They tried to, because that's what they work with. They were demons. But like I said, because you made it to a certain age here, all of that is going back to them. All of the demons that they conjured, every single one of them, to steal your wealth and your abundance is going back. So people who were in the family that had a lot of money, they getting ready to go straight all to the poorhouse, okay? Because everything's getting stripped, okay? You're surrounded by divine protection here, okay? Okay. I'm getting to that. A lot of this happened too. Um, okay. Wow. So a lot of this. It's something about your spiritual gifts. Making it through this would activate your spiritual gifts here. Okay, like I said, they don't want your spiritual gifts to expose them, but it's like to a certain degree. Um, a lot of this had to happen to activate your spiritual gifts because you're the one who is supposed to wake up in the family, and it's like I said, you're supposed to leave some sort of legacy. Like I said, you're gonna go public, you're gonna speak, you're gonna be a speaker, some type of motivational speaker, maybe you're gonna write a motivational book, maybe you're gonna help a lot of people. Okay, that's what they knew. They knew when they accessed your akashic records as a baby, you were destined for greatness. Okay, and they wanted it for themselves. Mm. A lot of you as a child, you couldn't realize, like, you couldn't understand, like, why am I going through this? Why is my life so hard? You maybe felt like your life was harder than everyone around you. Okay. And that's how they wanted it to be. They wanted to make your life hard because they wanted you to just take yourself out so they could reap the rest of your abundant energy. They wanted to do that. And they also, yeah, like they, but you made it through. You made it. And it's reaping season. Okay. 2026 is gonna be a hard year for a lot of these motherfuckers. Like I said, for a lot of these people who have a greed. A lot of these people who were working for the other side here is reaping season. Okay. For some of you, like I said, this is the same sex. They were on the down. They didn't want people to know that they were on the down low, so they were working with this occult to molest their own child of the same sex here. Okay, and that's why some of you grew up feeling like you were bisexual or maybe even homosexual, but you weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably are now because that's the energy that they introduced, and then that's all you knew. You get what I'm saying? Because they introduced this before you were even 3 years old. You was introduced to same sex. You know what I'm saying? Energies. Didn't even know what the hell it was hidden from you. You didn't know that's why. Okay, that it wasn't in your nature to do that before they introduced that shit through these rituals and shit, trying to steal your destiny and your abundance and your wealth. Okay, but like I said, for some of you, you're awakening to this here. You're awakening to your true nature, and some of it, there's going to be a lot of people who are awakening who experience this. Like I said, and they're gonna turn away from what they were doing here. Okay, because a lot of them just didn't realize that's how it was introduced to them because they were under the age of 1. How you gonna remember? Most people can't remember, but like I said, when that third eye open, you gonna remember. You gonna remember, and some of it's gonna come in the form of dreams. Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to be helpful. Yeah. Uh-huh. So we're gonna get some crystals because it says you'll benefit. There's some crystals that can offer some energies here that will be able to help you like balance your energy as you go through this healing process here. Like I said, call Archangel Michael. Okay. He's here. He came out, him and Archangel Gabriel. As far as Archangel Raphael, call Archangel Raphael. I'm just telling you because this card may not come out, but he's the one that helped me heal my heart a lot. Okay. Okay. You may have felt like you were a victim of gang stalking your whole life, like I said, because this is a big organization and they had a lot of flying monkeys to watch your spiritual growth and evolution. They was watching you online on the internet. They were watching you online. They were watching you in real life because this, like I said, this organization here is big. It's a big group, and all they do is like they have like they I don't know how they organize or communicate with each other, but they let each other know, like, hey, such and such is coming to your city or your state, or such and such is going to be moving to your side of town, and this is who it is. They send the pictures, they send the name, date of birth, social, they send all of that stuff, and they gang stalk you. Okay, so you may have been felt like you were a targeted individual your whole life, and to some degree you were, and it's all because of this organization here. It's a big ass. I want to say like Masonic organization. They're big. It's a big group. Okay, and this is how they work here with all the children that they siphon energy for to molest. I mean, yep, Archangel Raphael. I knew it. Archangel Raphael said, "Call on him here. He's gonna help you heal that hurt. Get out in nature if you can, balance your energies, and journal. Okay, they didn't want you to wake up to your clairsentient abilities here. They never wanted you to experience true love. This is why a lot of you, like a lot of you went through toxic relationship with both your parents. They wanted your heart fractured. They needed your heart fractured in order for the spell work to continue working. So they had to uh, lift you up to throw you down. They had to break your heart multiple times. They had to tell all your secrets and betray your trust and all type of shit. These toxic ass parents did here because they never wanted you to experience true love. Okay, but I'm getting for some of you, you're gonna experience this true love with yourself. Okay, you may find it with somebody else, but it's important for you to harvest that true love and experience it with yourself too. Okay, because your healing is part of your awakening, and Archangel Raphael is here to help with that. Okay, so call him. I was like, Archangel, I'm gonna tell you, Archangel Raphael, even if I don't see his card, here he came. Okay, he said, I'm on the scene. He here. Okay, Archangel Raphael, honey. Yeah, because this was a full blown. Some of you, you've been going through spiritual warfare your whole life. You didn't even know it. Ever since you but you won. Okay? So they may have won a few battles, but you won the war. Okay? Because you weren't supposed to make it. They didn't expect you to make it. You won the war. All right? Yeah. Some of them getting ready to go to jail. Somebody did some PPP fraud. Okay? Somebody getting ready to go to jail. They're going to get caught up for that shit. Yeah. Okay? Like I said, something about you walking away. You walking away is going to trigger their karma. Okay, some of you already have walked away. Some people are completely isolating away from their entire family, and you were divinely guided to do that so that they can start. And they watch. All they do now is watch you on social media. For some of you, okay, yeah, yeah. They didn't want you to heal from this childhood trauma. They wanted you to stay and remain unhealed, so that they could continue to reap the financial rewards from harvesting and siphoning your energy. Like I said, some of them still got some of your blood. You're walking karma though, okay? So you're the one in the family. You're the one. You were the chosen one in your family, okay? To bring this down here, and you're going to rewrite moving forward. You're going to rewrite the direction of the lineage, your lineage. So it's like you're the one. You're the chosen one, okay? So you may not be able to heal everyone in your family. Like I said, some of these people, the energy just took over them. They're too far gone. You get what I mean? But you can rewrite it and start fresh with your children. And that's how you break the generational curses and you rewrite the storyline for your family and your lineage here. And you will be abundantly blessed. You, like I said, everything they try to steal from you is coming back to you, and they're going to be bound to all that energy, and they know it. This is why they're scared. Okay, they're scared. You made it too far. They're like, come on now, come on. For some of you, you moved to a whole nother state, and they even tried. They sent people from another state, and you like, why does it seem? And it always felt like maybe the same spirit or something from your childhood was following you. Okay, I'm getting you're going to start feeling relief from that because that energy's been broken off you now. So they can't follow you no more. Because you're too far. You've gone too far past the time frame that you wasn't supposed to make it. Is what I'm trying to say. You wasn't supposed to. And for some of you, it was your witchy cousin's job here to re-break your heart or re-shatter your heart or reinstitute some type of um, contracts. Okay, so in order for them to continue to siphon your energy, so she was supposed to betray you, sleep with your husband, sleep with your man, or have a baby with him, or do something crazy here to refracture your heart here, to distract you from your healing journey so that they could continue, I guess, another couple, maybe 10, 15 years with this witchy cousin drama. But you didn't, you maybe separated yourself away, you walked away before they could actually do it. So for some of you, your family mad at this witchy cousin, like, you didn't do it, girl. Now we're gonna lose everything. Okay, you're divinely protected here. A lot of people in your family are just possessed. They're too far gone. They just possessed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of people. A lot of people. There may be a lot of mental health issues in your family here, and that's because of, like I said, all this shit. There's somebody, even somebody, grandma, unfortunately, is siphoning energy from people. It was driving some, like, you may have a couple family members that's crazy, like gone, and that's because of this this shit here. Some of you, you know, but you got a lot of divine favor here. Like I said, you got this divine favor because you're the one who's waking up here. Okay. And they're going to do whatever they can to cover it up. Okay. They're going to do whatever they can to cover it up. Okay. You were part of their initiation ritual into this coven. Okay. They had to give you to the coven, let the coven molest you for some of it, and they had to be part of it here. Yeah. They wanted the rewards of your royalty. They knew you were the royal bloodline. They knew you were the royal seed. And the only way they could copycat that energy was to steal it. Oh my God. That's the only way. So they had to steal your energy. So this person, whoever these people are, they had probably in the family, they probably the wealthiest people in the family. Rolling, they cloaking themselves in your royalty because they stole your blood when you was a baby and was drinking it and doing rituals and shit with it. But like I said, all them, they about to have a humble new beginning. All of them, everything's getting ready to collapse. Everything. Yeah, because they waged a spiritual war and they did not count on losing, and they lost. They lost. They lost. Archangel Uriel here too. Yeah, Archangel Uriel here too. You're getting ready to walk into. Pretty soon, you're gonna walk into a phase of pure glam. People gonna look at you like you're just glamorous. Okay, and if you don't even have it now, that's the energy you already exuding here because it's on its way back to you. Okay. That's the plot twist. The plot twist is you wasn't supposed to make it this far. You wasn't supposed to win this spiritual war that they waged against you the moment you stepped out of the womb. Okay, you wasn't supposed to. They were supposed to enjoy your energy, the wealth from your energy, their entire lives, and it didn't work. That's the plot twist. Okay, there's a need for you to do a spiritual bath here. Okay, understand your divine protection. Okay, by the new moon, you'll start to feel a lot lighter here. A lot of weight is going to start being lifted off of you here. Okay, your energy is going to feel more cleansed here. Okay. Some of you, oh, and that's what I said. It's something about your DNA. They probably, like I said, whoever. Okay, so this group, they wanting to study your DNA too, okay? Because they probably hired somebody or sent somebody in from this coven to give you something incurable and you didn't even get it. For some of you, they worked with somebody in healthcare, okay, to infect you with something that you didn't even get here. That's why you, yeah, it's something about your DNA. Huh? They want to study your DNA here. Like you were the one. I'm telling you, you're the chosen one in your family here. You're the chosen one. And they always just wanted to be you. That's what they wanted to be. You. That's what they wanted to be when they grew up. You. They knew that they sat here and gave birth to a divine seed, okay? Instead of honoring and nurturing that divine seed, they tried to steal the energy from that divine seed. How despicable can you be? Just despicable. Okay, and that's how the divine is looking at them, like with the stank face, like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, we sit here and bless your whole bloodline with the divine seed, and you try to sacrifice it and harvest the energy for your own greed. Ew. You know what I mean? So I'm about to pull some Archangel Michael cards here and see what how he wants to close out this reading. But yeah, like I said, yeah, we're gonna pull some crystals too to see what crystals will help us. Okay, but let me pull some Archangel Michael cards. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a few more cards here because I also want to take a look into. Because we're gonna get into clarifying these life situations also to help you get on the right track here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Archangel Michael said, trust your angels. Okay, so the angels that came out in this reading was Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, and Archangel Gabriel. Okay, let go of how you expect things to go. Okay, just trust heaven's perfect plan for you and understand that your dreams will come true here. Okay, stay the course. Okay, stay the course. Okay. Don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from life experiences and keep going here. All right. Thank you, Archangel Michael. What else do we have here? What else, Archangel Michael, do you want to say something? Yep, you are protected. Okay. Understand that. You are protected. All right. You are safe within Archangel Michael's bubble of life, and you can proceed through life with confidence here. Okay. Because it's your time to step into this spotlight. The world needs you. They need your wisdom. Okay. There's a lot that you learn from this, and the world needs your wisdom. Okay. Don't give up. And also don't give up on love. Like I said, somebody they wanted to block you from true love, and you have true love coming in here. Okay. The divine wants you to experience what real love, because like I said, somebody ain't never had love or felt it, or you know what I'm saying? Like their whole family is one chaotic karmic mess. Okay, and then the people they've dealt with, maybe chosen lovers or partners from trauma, so they didn't treat you right. So don't give up on love. Continue to work on your healing journey because your spiritual team, they want you to experience that. Okay, so just heal. Also, find a way to forgive, not for others, but for yourself, so that your heart can be light. Okay. Okay. What else do we have, Archangel Michael? Yeah, and have no fear. Okay. Fear is a trap, the ego. Archangel Michael said, "Allow me to use my sword. All right, to free you from whatever you feel like is holding you back. So make Archangel your best friend. You know how they say you have imaginary friends when you grow up? Make Archangel your imaginary friend and call him for everything. That's what I do, honey. Okay. And when I tell you life gets a lot better, a lot easier, okay, just knowing that you have an avenging archangel just right next to you, not gonna let nobody fuck with you. You'll see your life is gonna change a lot. Just calling on him daily. Okay? Any weapon that anyone forms, it will not prosper as long as you got Archangel Michael right there with you. Okay? So call him. Okay? Yeah. And continue to seek the truth. Okay? So as you embrace clarity, okay, try to get clarity from this situation here. And new revelations will unfold. Okay, but just keep a open mind here. Okay, because whatever veil of illusion is getting ready to be dissolved. It's going to lift, and you're getting ready to see the truth of all of it here. Okay, and it's also going to help you navigate through life. Period. Here. Okay, you'll be able to see through things, people, their motives. You get what I'm saying? It's going to sharpen your eye. Like I said, somebody is highly intuitive here. Okay, somebody is highly intuitive. You may even be psychic. You may have had a lot of visions when you were a child. That's what they wanted to steal from you. Okay, yeah. Because your path is cleared here. Okay, all right. So you can move ahead on your journey with an open heart. Okay, ready to heal and discover more of what the Most High wants to reveal to you to help you through. Okay, and also so that you can move towards your dreams here. Okay. Just understand there may be a few more secrets that may emerge or be revealed here. Okay. Okay. It's important to just go with the cycles of whatever's being hidden is going to be unveiled. So it's important for you to detach here, so you don't allow anything to pull you into any lower vibrational frequencies, but just learn from it. Okay. Yeah. Because something that's been hidden for a while is going to be revealed. Okay. If you feel like you're in isolation now here, just reflect here on it because something's going to be revealed in this isolation. So this moment of isolation is to help you see something. Something's going to be revealed. Okay. Yeah, that's the only reason why they need you to see something here. All right. There's some type of introspection also. They want you to heal here. Okay? They want you to find the simple joys in life. Okay? Because you do have a gateway of opportunities that's getting ready to open for you. But you need to heal. There's certain things that need to be healed. Okay? Before you can get to this gateway of opportunity. All right? Yeah, it's something they want you to go through a journey of self-discovery here and sharpen this inner vision too. So if you're in isolation, it's to sharpen your psychic abilities. Look up different ways to sharpen, because you, like I said, whoever you are, I had two third eye chakra cards. Like you're like, if you're not a psychic, you're just so intuitive. You damn near just are psychic, okay? But look for different ways to strengthen this inner vision here, because it's also going to help you with discernment and seeing through the veil of illusions that people try to present to you. So it's just gonna make you sharper, stronger here. Okay, so you can see what's real and observe life and people and situations with clarity. Okay, so that's why if you feel like you're in isolation, that is why. Yeah, because you have a lot of potential. You have like this abundance is on its way. Okay. The Most High just wants to sharpen your skills before you get to this gateway of opportunity. He wants to sharpen your intuitive ability, your visions, your inner vision, your third eye. He wants to sharpen that here. So you can see through veils of illusion, and also so you can see people. So if anybody come to you just wanting your abundance, you'll be able to see through their veils of illusion with clarity. Like, bitch, get away from me. Okay. You're not about to use me, ho. No, you're protected. Okay. It says, find solace in the safety of knowing that you are sheltered and guided through life's tempts towards tranquility ashores. Okay, I don't know what that means, but you're divinely protected. Okay. You walked away unscathed. Okay. You may have been through a lot here. Okay. But you were fortunate. Okay. A trap was laid. They laid that trap because they wanted you to unalive you. You weren't supposed to make it. Okay? But your wisdom kept you from falling into that trap. Okay? So rest assured in that. All right? Okay? You're going through a major transformation. It's important to adapt to this major transformation with open arms here. Okay? If you are considering relocating, you're free to do that now. Go ahead. The Most High wants you to feel liberated, free, okay, with no fear to explore any path or whatever it is that you want to do here. Okay, yeah, because it's justice, divine judge. I told you it's judgment day here. Judgment day. The scales have been pulled out. Everything's getting ready to balance out. These energies are getting ready to balance themselves here. Okay, like I said, everything that was stolen from you is going to be returned to you, cleansed and purified in the highest white light. Okay, everything that the devil tried to steal is being restored. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this came out twice. So yeah, they want you to find joy and happiness in the small things in life here. It's about gratitude, appreciating the small things here. Okay, so it's to put you in this energy and frequency of gratitude, and it raises your frequency so you're more receptive to bigger things. So it like puts you in alignment energetically. So just start appreciating the small things here, so you can open your heart to receive the bigger things here. Okay, but it's simplicity. They want you to find joy, peace, happiness in simplicity. Okay. All right. Thank you, Holy Spirit, angels of the highest white light. All right, so let's get some angel numbers, and let me see. Well, actually, before I always do that last, let me see what angels, if any other angels want to come out, because we know Archangel Michael came out here with Gabriel and Raphael and Uriel. Hey, all of us out here, okay? I mean, the ones I work with literally daily, they was out here. I love them. I'm gonna play that. All right. Any other messages? Angel messages here. Oh, okay. This ain't even okay. So there's a need to be patient with yourself as you are growing and nurturing. Nurture yourself here. Okay. Archangel Jophiel will help you with that. Okay. Archangel Michael's going to help you shield yourself from any harsh or fear-based energies. He just wants you to envision a cocoon of healing light surrounding you here. Okay. Envision yourself in this cocoon, feeling light here. Okay, some of these cards ain't supposed to be here. You're getting ready to walk through this abundance and blessings for yourself here. Somebody's getting ready to have a career change, and that's going to open the door here to this abundance for you here. Okay. All right, let me get these cards that don't belong in there out. Okay. What else do you have, Holy Spirit? Angels of the highest light. What else? Yep. Cancel, clear, delete. Okay. So use only positive words and thoughts as you are rapidly manifesting your thoughts into form. So only focus on the positive and ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. Okay. Because you're a natural born leader. You're an indigo. Yep. Archangel Michael here again to help you release what no longer serves you. Okay. Yeah. Somebody, like I said, either you're some type of like spiritual, like I don't know, like speaker, maybe you're supposed to, but it says your life purpose involves writing books or selling spiritually based books, something like that. Maybe giving seminars or speaking about your journey here. Okay. They want you to get out in nature here. Okay. Visualize your success. They want you to get out in nature here. And these parents, the angels want to help you heal from what they took you through. Okay? They want to help you heal. That's literally what it says. They want to help you heal from any pain associated with your mother and father, or father, both. All right, but get out in nature too. Mother Nature wants you to get out and protect, ground yourself here. Maybe she can help protect your energies. I know she can help with transmuting energies, removing negative energy from your aura. Okay, so get out in nature. Okay, let me see. Let's see what other angels. Archangel Uriel. He said, trust your inner knowledge. Okay? Act upon it without delay. Like I said, if you're feeling moved to relocate, then go on and do it. Your angels are with you. They're going to protect you and support you. All right? You got the victory. All right? Like I said, they may have won a few little battles, but you won the war. Okay? All right, you have the victory. So Archangel Sandalphon said your prayers have been heard and answered. You just have to have faith, okay? What, Nancy? What? There's one word stuck in here. Let me see what this is. Yeah, you're clairsentient. Somebody has a clairsentient ability. So notice the reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they do signify divine guidance. So your feelings and emotions and whatever physical feelings are going to be your divine guidance here. So pay attention to that. Okay. And then let's get some angel numbers and then we'll get on out of here. And then I'll be back later tonight at 6 p.m. I think that's when I'm going to go. I put it on my TikTok. I can't remember what time I said. Either 6 or 7. Okay. It might be 7. I don't know. 6. 6 or 7. All right. Holy Spirit, angels of the highest by light. What is the angel number? All right. Persistence. Okay. 1212. Oh, happy day. An ample opportunity related to your life's purpose is just around the corner. Take immediate action once it pops up. Of course, a lovely partnership or epic romance is also in the cards. We've been talking about that. This is the third confirmation about somebody getting love. True love is on the way to you. Okay, so just be open. Continue doing the healing work. Be open, yeah, because this is a new beginning. Okay, this is start over, a new beginning in your spiritual development here. Okay, but we have starting over at 101. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from everything is key. So happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand this process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. Okay, it's the little things that turn into big ones here. Okay, so you have a fresh start. You're getting a fresh start here. Okay, and fresh start, starting fresh. 1313 is about stepping out of your comfort zone. You're about to create something meaningful. So all of your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build upon your confidence and trust in your decisions. This is about setting goals, achieving those goals here. Okay. Starting creative ventures, something about communication. Okay. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do, work on it. Okay. Because your path is blessed. Okay. Whatever you set out to do will be blessed. Period. Okay. All right, that's all I have. So if it resonated, please make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, and I will be back later on this evening. Okay. I hope I was able to help you guys. Have a good one.